Right, so a friend of mine has asked me to make a video about how I use software synths and CSI, which is one of my favourite things. The film's chapter marked if you'd like to miss out on me talking and jump straight to where the playing is, and I'm still going to talk in that. So I'm going to bring in some software synths I've got to do that with. I'm bringing in a few of the Cherry Audio plugins first. Great value for money. Load time's a little bit longer than most of the plugins I've got. The software Minimoog 72, that'll fly in. That's loading as track templates I'm referring to. There's the Arpeggiator V3. The BX Oberhausen, I've called that the Aubergine. Neuphonium Thorn, amazing keyboard. Some emails to Dimitri suggesting how it could be more amazing. And the opxII, that's from Sonic Projects. I've already done a video on this detailing the CSI template if you'd like to watch that and download the template from the link. I think 9 Synths will give us some options. Now I'm going to bring in the effect track. There's a video on this too. The last dark blue track comes in with a track template and is sending to all of the effects. You can copy and paste that to the other tracks to get them to send to all the effects really quickly. Finally, a master output bus track. That's Reaper's icon of the Acme turd polish. Then I've gone on to route every single synth to all of the effects, and everything comes out of the turd polish track, the master output bus. This is the effect zone of the OPX with no modifiers, VCOs on the left, frequency keyboard resonance envelope amount and output on the right hand side. That's the Cherry Audio Mercury 4 and the layout looks the same, VCOs on the left. And this is the Cherry Audio DCO 106, layout's the same, Memory Moog layout's the same. And that's the whole point, is you're not looking at a synth trying to work out what's where, you're just using a controller knowing that things are, that's an odd thing. That is an odd thing. It doesn't matter. The layout is still going to be as near as possible the same. I'm not going to get too stuck into how it's laid out. I've done a few videos on that. You can download the templates and they're a lot more detailed. Well, just to help you understand what you're seeing in front of you. When I use the control modifier, that's taking me into VCO 1, a bit more detail. That's always laid out the same on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, attack, decay, sustain, release for the VCF. The alt modifiers focusing on the VCO2 and on the right hand side attack, decay, sustain, release of the amplifier envelope. I'm going to unselect alt, go back to control. If you add shift to any of these, that's going to be more detail of that particular VCO. The control alt option page is the Arpeggiator page. I've made up and down a shortcut to go straight from this plugin to the next track and open the next plugin and go to the plugin zone. So with these modifiers still engaged, I can flick from one keyboard to another and just be focusing on the arpeggiator, or whichever page the selection of modifiers or no modifiers are programmed to do. I'll press play so the arpeggiators can sync to the tempo. Some are a lot better than others at this. The OPX is really good. That syncs immediately to the click. And what you're seeing on the screen, I've written the upper display and the lower display is the feedback from the plugin. 0 to 15 I think it is on this, totally bog standard. Anyway, the record arms are on offs, so the top left will be the on off for the arpeggiator, and on channel 6 is on off for the hold, which means I can let go of the keys. Down button takes you to the next track, opens the effects and the effect zone. I'm just going to pop back to the home zone with global view and pull the volume down for Thorn. It's a little bit hit and miss with the timing, so press the note a few times, should be okay. Okay, because I'm in the home zone, I can't edit the plugin, so if I press the plugin button and the rotary, I'm back into editing the actual plugin in the effects zone. No modifiers is the main editing page. There's the 3 VCOs, the filters, and the 2 volumes at the right hand side. Normally you've only got 3 or 4 wave shapes to assign to the VCOs. Select, mute and solo usually cover it, and record arm. This has got loads and would benefit from being able to assign that to a rotary, but the way the plugin's written, that's not possible at the moment. Sadly, there's no hold feature with Thorn on the arpeggiator, so I'm going to have to fade that one out because I can't hold the notes while I'm playing the other keyboards. Euphonium, a really squashy sounding 2 VCO synth. One thing about Plugin Alliance plugins, it doesn't matter what the sub-company is. If I go to the Arpeggiator page, yep, I've written the upper display, but if you look at the lower display, they're really consistent with a lot of information coming back on the lower display. Just editing the master volume there in the home zone by pressing global view. Just going to hold a note on Thorn, fade the volume in. Thorn's a pretty amazing 3 VCO synth, and you can pan each one of those VCOs individually. Make some great sounds with it. Unfortunately, only for as long as I can hold the note down. Obviously, if I was recording MIDI notes, none of this is a problem, but I'm not. I'm jamming between different synths and I miss being able to leave that ringing. It's such a good sounding synth. This is probably the cheapest version of a Roland keyboard you can find. I had a Juno 6 in my teens and I had a 106 addictive keyboards. The DCO 106 is really good. One minor anomaly I've found is the reverb tends to glitch while I'm recording, or glitch sometimes when I'm playing, like it's dragging a lot of power. The memory move doesn't have any of that whatsoever. Great effects on this and a really interesting sounding keyboard. Control, Alt and Option modifiers give you the Arpeggiator page. If you add Shift to that, then you can edit the effects on the synth. I only put delay and reverb on there, doesn't matter what the synth's got on it. The on-offs are always in the same place, and the general controls are always in the same place. Back into the home zone and lower some of the volumes. Just want to hear Euphonium on its own.